Caution. 12 April 2025. Pink full moon will make your wishes come true. But there's a catch. Have you ever felt like the universe was whispering directly to you? Subtle, silent, but impossible to ignore? Well, on April 12, 2025, something rare is about to rise above us all. It's not just any full moon, it's the pink full moon. And while the name may sound soft and sweet, the energy it carries is anything but passive. This moon doesn't just light up the sky, it stirs your soul. And while it holds the power to make your deepest wishes come true, here's what most won't tell you. There's a catch. A beautiful, necessary, soul-stretching catch. So before you make a wish under this luminous sky, ask yourself, are you really ready for what you're asking for? Because this moon, it's listening. Number 1. Pink moon phenomenon. This isn't just another full moon. It's a celestial signal that something deeper is stirring. As April 12, 2025 approaches, many will look up and admire the soft, luminous glow of what's called the pink moon. But don't be misled by its gentle name or romantic color. It's not pink in color, and it's certainly not gentle in spirit. The pink moon has long been seen in spiritual traditions as a turning point, an energetic gateway that doesn't just invite change, but demands it. And while it may be beautiful, it's not a show to passively observe. This is a call to align yourself with a deeper truth, a higher purpose, and a moment of powerful transformation. Depending on where you live, you'll see this full moon either on the night of April 12th or in the early morning of April 13th, but its impact will be felt long before and long after that moment. What makes this moon so different from others isn't just its brightness or timing, it's what it stirs within us. This pink moon symbolizes a spiritual threshold, a time when intentions are amplified and unseen energies begin to flow more clearly into our lives. It's more than a calendar date, it's an energetic milestone. Think of it like a silent bell ringing across the universe, signaling that the path is open, but only for those truly willing to walk it. The pink moon opens a kind of energetic gate, one that's meant to realign us with what we've long buried or ignored. In the hustle of modern life, where we juggle work, responsibilities, and the constant noise of social media and endless to-dos, many of us lose touch with what really matters, our purpose, our intentions, and the quiet voice inside that calls us toward growth. This moon brings those things back to the surface, but not gently. It brings them like a tidal wave. Traditionally, the pink moon is also known as the wish moon, and that name alone fills hearts with hope. Who among us doesn't have a wish buried deep inside, something we dream about quietly when no one's listening? Whether it's healing, love, financial peace, or simply a deeper sense of purpose, the pink moon seems to whisper, "It's possible." But here's the part most people miss. It's not just about wishing. It's not a magic trick. The energy of the pink moon doesn't reward passive dreaming. It responds to honest effort, courage, and readiness. Yes, it can bring your wishes to life, but only if you're aligned with the kind of energy that deserves them. This is the catch. Wishes require work. It demands that you face your patterns, release what's no longer serving you, and become the kind of person who can carry the blessing you ask for. So when you stand under this moon, ask yourself, are you prepared to hold what you say you want? Even more surprising, the transformation brought by this pink moon doesn't just stop with you. It echoes into the lives of those around you, often in ways you can't predict. You might be the quiet shift that sparks change in someone else's life. A friend, a family member, even a stranger. Your healing could inspire theirs. Your courage might be the unseen strength another person leans on. The pink moon reminds us that we are not islands. Our energy travels, our choices ripple. In this way you become a catalyst, not through preaching or pushing, but simply by being. This transformation starts silently, not with fireworks, but with a quiet, grounded decision to live more truthfully. That kind of energy changes rooms. It changes people. So how does all this relate to your everyday life? Look around. There's likely something you've been postponing, a decision you've avoided, or a truth you've downplayed because facing it felt too big or too painful. Maybe it's a relationship that no longer nourishes your spirit, a job that drains you, or a dream you keep shelving because life feels too busy. The pink moon is your mirror. It brings those things into focus and asks, what are you willing to release in order to become who you truly are? In a world that moves fast and rewards surface-level success, this moon offers a rare pause, a moment to look deeper, to recalibrate. Don't ignore that moment. Use it. As we move toward April 12th, give yourself the space to reflect. Cleanse your space. Write down your true intentions, not what others expect from you, but what your soul really wants. And then prepare to act on it, even if it's a small step. The pink moon does not demand perfection. It asks for honesty, effort, and readiness. And if you can bring those to the table, then yes, your wish can come true. But remember, the wish itself is never the end. It's the beginning of a new version of you. So walk into the light of the pink moon, not just with hope, but with commitment. Your transformation has already begun. You just need to meet it halfway. Number 2, not everyone will benefit. This moon has rules. Number 2, not everyone will benefit. This moon has rules. Now, let's pause right there and really take that in. When people hear about a full moon, especially something as special as the pink full moon on April 12, 2025, they often rush to make wishes, set intentions, or jump into rituals, expecting miracles to unfold overnight. But here's the truth that many don't talk about. This moon isn't about wishing, it's about alignment. You can light all the candles you want, write your desires under the stars, and chant affirmations till dawn. But if your inner world is out of sync, none of it will land. This pink full moon carries a powerful energy, yes, but that power responds to emotional honesty and inner alignment, not just words or rituals. So ask yourself this: are your current actions, thoughts, and emotions in harmony with the life you say you want? Because if you've been procrastinating, avoiding the hard stuff, looking for shortcuts, or chasing quick highs instead of doing the deeper inner work, this moon won't move mountains for you. In fact, it might even make you feel stuck or out of balance. That's not a punishment, it's a reflection. Just like a mirror doesn't lie, the moon reflects what's really happening inside us. If you've been holding on to old emotional patterns or distracting yourself instead of facing what's true, the energy of this full moon might feel more intense, more overwhelming than magical. It's not because the moon is working against you, it's because it's inviting you to realign. And that's the catch that most people miss. We're so used to treating celestial events like vending machines, ask and receive. But real transformation doesn't work that way. The moon doesn't listen to hope or hype. It responds to emotional integrity, to the grounded readiness that comes from doing the work, even when no one is watching. Have you been living in alignment with your values or just saying the right words? Have you been nurturing your emotional health or numbing it with distractions? These are the kinds of questions that can unlock true change during a full moon like this. Now, here's something you might feel in your gut. This moon isn't testing you, it's showing you where you are. And from that place of honest self-awareness, that's where the magic can really begin. So instead of asking, what can I wish for under this moon? Try asking, what part of me is ready to align more deeply with truth? That question alone can shift your entire perspective and tap you into the deeper flow of life. Because when your habits, emotions, and energy are in harmony, when you're clear, committed, and emotionally truthful, then yes, this moon becomes a portal, not to fantasy, but to real, grounded manifestation. You begin to attract not just what you want, but what truly serves your growth. That's when your wishes come true, not as flashes of luck, but as results of alignment. So, the message here is simple but powerful. The universe doesn't respond to noise, it responds to truth. Don't rush to make wishes if your heart isn't fully in it. Instead, use this pink full moon as a chance to check in, slow down, and come back into balance. Let it be a mirror, not a magic trick. Let it show you where you're ready to rise. Because in the end, what this moon offers isn't a shortcut, but a sacred chance to walk forward with clarity, intention, and deep emotional integrity. Lesson to carry forward. Real manifestation begins with alignment. Take time to center yourself, let go of what's not true, and live in a way that reflects your highest values. The moon doesn't give you what you want. It reveals what you're ready to receive. Are you ready? Number 3. Energetic warnings. Compliments can be traps. Dear friend, have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but still something isn't clicking? Like you're so close to your breakthrough, but it keeps slipping through your fingers? If that's been your experience lately, the energy of this pink full moon on April 12th might be shedding light on something you've overlooked. Not a dramatic obstacle, but something subtle, sneaky, and wrapped in kindness. A compliment. Yes, a compliment. What if I told you that not every kind word is a gift, and some are actually gentle traps designed to keep you exactly where you are? This full moon is often associated with renewal, with the blossoming of potential, with spiritual doorways cracking open. But it's also a mirror, showing us where we've mistaken validation for truth. In Buddhist thought, we are taught to look beyond appearances, to see with the eyes of awareness. As the Buddha once said, just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, even so the wise are not affected by praise or blame. Let that settle into your heart for a moment. When we become too attached to praise, we become easy to influence. Compliments start to define us. But what happens when that praise isn't rooted in love or truth, but in control? You may hear someone say, "You're so strong, you never complain," when what you really need is someone to ask how you're truly feeling. Or, "You're always the peacemaker," when inside you're choking on silence just to keep harmony. These words seem sweet, but they bind you to roles you didn't consent to. And during this pink moon, when the spiritual veil thins and our intuition sharpens, you might start to feel those compliments differently, not as warmth, but as weight. Why is that? Because this moon illuminates not just the sky, but the spaces inside us, where we've traded authenticity for approval. Have you ever accepted a compliment just because it made you feel needed, even when it pulled you further from your truth? That's where the soul whispers, be careful. Not every compliment uplifts. Some are crafted by others' expectations, wrapped in politeness but soaked in subtle manipulation. The ego, ooh, it loves to be flattered. It eats up applause. But the soul? The soul is not interested in staying small just to be loved. It longs to stretch, to breathe, to be fully seen, not boxed in by a label, even a shiny one. This isn't about becoming bitter. It's about becoming awake. The next time someone offers praise, ask yourself, does this make me feel expanded or reduced? Is this helping me grow or asking me to stay in a role that serves them more than it serves my truth? Can I accept love without needing to perform for it? These are the kinds of questions the pink full moon invites us to ask. This is your chance to check in, not with how others see you, but how you see yourself. In Buddhism, we often return to the concept of mindfulness, sati, the ability to see clearly. This moon is a teacher, if we're willing to be the student. It's asking us to pause and notice which compliments feel like wings and which ones feel like cages. As Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully said, sometimes your joy is the source of your smile, but sometimes your smile can be the source of your joy. So too with compliments. Some reflect your light, others just reflect what the world wants from you. So I ask you, dear listener, what compliments have you been holding on to that no longer serve you? Which ones have made you shrink when you were meant to rise? This moon, choose truth over flattery, choose soul over ego, choose freedom. You are not here to be kept small, you are here to awaken. Keep going, keep rising, keep choosing you. If you've made it this far, you're already aligning with the powerful energy of the pink full moon on April 12, 2025. Comment Moon Wish activated below to set your intention and let the universe know you're ready. But remember, there's a catch you need to understand before your wishes can truly come true. Stay with us till the end to uncover the hidden key that unlocks this magical lunar energy. Number 4. Physical and sensory manifestations before the pink moon. Before the pink full moon on April 12th reaches its glowing peak, many of us may begin to notice strange, unexplainable sensations. They're easy to dismiss. Maybe a twinge in your arm, a chill sweeping through your fingers, or a flash of heat that disappears as quickly as it came. Maybe your mouth suddenly tastes sweet or metallic, or you get that nagging feeling like you've forgotten something, only to realize everything's fine. If this has been happening, you're not broken, and you're certainly not alone. What you're experiencing is a subtle shift, an energetic preparation for something greater. The pink full moon is a time of powerful emotional and spiritual alignment, and it doesn't wait until the exact night to make itself known. It begins calling to us beforehand, like a quiet drumbeat building in the background of our lives. The moon has always influenced the tides of the earth, but it also stirs the emotional and energetic tides within us, especially those who are naturally more sensitive or tuned into their intuition. So these sensations, odd, random, even a little unsettling, are echoes of your energy shifting, your spirit preparing to rise into something clearer, truer. As we approach this lunar event, it's important to understand that this is more than just a phase in the sky. It's a mirror, reflecting back our inner readiness to evolve. Many people describe an unshakable feeling of pressure building inside, not the kind that burdens, but the kind that urges action. Suddenly, you may feel the need to rearrange your home, clean out your closet, or reach out to someone who's been on your mind. Maybe you're hit with inspiration to start that project you've kept tucked away for months, or make that change you've been avoiding. These impulses are not random. They're signals that something inside of you recognizes the significance of this full moon. It's as if your future self is gently pulling you forward, asking you to take the first step toward becoming who you're meant to be. That tension between who you've been and who you're becoming starts to manifest physically, because your body feels the transformation before your conscious mind can catch up. It's easy to brush this off, especially in the busyness of modern life, where we're often disconnected from our bodies and the rhythms of nature. But now is a powerful time to pause and pay attention. We live in a world that prioritizes logic and structure, but there is deep wisdom in tuning into the unseen forces around us. The pink full moon offers a moment of reconnection, a chance to realign your actions with your inner truth. And that truth is starting to surface, whether or not others around you are ready for it. In fact, not everyone will celebrate the changes you're about to make, because growth can be uncomfortable to witness. But that shouldn't stop you. If your soul is stirring, if your hands itch to create, or your heart nudges you toward a long-held desire, that's your sign. The energetic field around this moon doesn't just enhance your emotions, it amplifies your readiness. It brings things to the surface, not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you. In this preparation, know that you are not just reacting, you're evolving. The discomfort, the strange symptoms, the sparks of motivation, they're all part of the same process. They are spiritual signals alerting you that something is shifting. And the beauty of this moon is that it opens a portal, a gateway, where wishes can take root. But here's the catch. The moon will meet you where you are. If you've ignored the nudges, silenced your truth, or hesitated in the face of change, you may miss the opportunity it brings. But if you've listened, if you've leaned into those odd little signs and taken steps to align your outer life with your inner knowing, then you've already started receiving. The people who are most rewarded during this time are those who didn't wait for proof. They trusted the feeling. So as you go about your days leading up to this pink full moon, slow down, notice. Are you suddenly craving solitude, clarity, or deep conversations? Is your body asking for rest or movement? Listen to it. Trust that your system is wiser than you think. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You just need to honor what you feel. Let this be a time where you clear space, not only in your home, but also in your mind. Let go of old worries that no longer serve you. Send that text, write that idea down. Open your heart to what's possible. Because when the moon reaches its fullness, it will reflect back what you've prepared for. And if you've been paying attention, if you've taken the call seriously, then you'll be ready, not just to make a wish, but to receive the deeper transformation that follows. Number 5. Hidden Moment, a lunar occultation. There's something magical happening with the full moon on April 12th, something most people won't even notice unless they're paying attention. It's called a lunar occultation, and while that might sound like a technical term used only by astronomers, what it means energetically runs much deeper than science alone can explain. On this special night, the moon will pass in front of Spica, sometimes known as Spica, the brightest star in the Virgo constellation. This moment might be quick, but its symbolism lingers. Spica is often seen as a cosmic symbol of purity, inner growth, and the kind of quiet rewards that come only after patience and persistence. When the moon hides it from view, even for just a short while, it's like the universe is inviting you to look within, toward the parts of yourself that are quietly evolving, far from the spotlight. Have you ever felt like something inside you suddenly went quiet? Like a truth you were holding on to became distant, or a plan that felt so certain began to feel unclear? That's the energy this hidden moon is working with. It's not that your path is broken or your intuition has failed. Instead, what you know and what you feel may be temporarily shifting into a quieter space. A pause. This is not to confuse you, but to refine you. The universe, in all its mystery, often uses silence to speak. And during this lunar moment, it may be nudging you to trust the process of uncertainty. When Spica reappears, the message is simple. Clarity returns stronger after a period of darkness. Just like the star emerges from behind the moon, your own truth, your sense of direction or purpose, will also come back, more vivid and deeply rooted than before. So if you feel like you're floating in ambiguity, or your usual confidence is fading, don't rush to fix it. Let it be. Let yourself float. The fog you feel now is actually space being cleared for something much truer to you. So what is it that you feel is slipping away right now? Is there something in your life that used to feel solid, but now feels like it's dissolving in slow motion? Instead of grasping for control, what would happen if you simply let it fade, just for a little while? Could this be a sacred pause, an occultation of the soul, that allows you to come back to yourself more fully? The catch with this pink full moon is this: your wish might not come true in the way you think it will. It may go quiet, detour, or seem like it's vanishing, but in truth, it's transforming. And when it returns, it will be more aligned with your soul than your ego. So hold space for the in-between moments, the ones that feel like nothing is happening, because in those silent shifts, everything is. Lesson for this moon: not all progress looks like movement. Sometimes, the most important part of your path is when you're being reshaped in the dark. Trust those hidden phases. Trust that you are not being lost, you're being made whole. Number 6. A 1-hour portal of pure energy. Let me share something powerful with you. Something ancient souls and modern seekers alike have felt but rarely talk about. The golden hour. A sacred, mysterious moment that doesn't follow the hands of the clock, but is known by the heart. On the night of the pink full moon, April 12, 2025, an energetic gate quietly opens, not with fireworks, not with grand signs, but in stillness, in a hush that can only be heard if you are truly listening. You may not be able to point to it on a schedule, but you will feel it. It's that moment when the world seems to pause. The wind's still, the noise fades, and your inner world suddenly feels heavier, or clearer, or strangely quiet. Some call it tension, others a sacred calm, but beneath it is a current of transformation. This, my friend, is not just poetic talk. This is an invitation to awaken. Now, what is this energy surge? It's subtle, almost like a whisper between worlds. Some describe a moment of unexplainable mental pressure, a strange sense that something wants to be born from within. This is not the time to push or force outcomes. In fact, doing so might block the very thing that wants to come through you. It's not a doing moment, it's a being moment. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment, the Buddha reminded us. This is your moment to simply be, to listen, to allow. Can you sit in that silence, not searching for signs, but letting the signs find you? You might ask, what should I do when this moment arrives? And the answer is simple, yet profound. Don't do anything in the way we're usually taught. Instead, stay with yourself. Observe. You might feel an urge to cry, to laugh, or to sit still in silence. Let it happen. This golden hour is like nature's deep breath, a spiritual inhale before your next exhale of action. And in that space, your intentions, if they're rooted in kindness, truth, and compassion, can ripple out more powerfully than you imagine. This is when you're not just wishing for things from the universe, but aligning with it. So, I ask you this, when the noise around you drops and you feel a tension in your heart, will you distract yourself, or will you sit still and let the moment speak? Will you rush to control, or will you open to trust? Because here's the beautiful truth. The universe isn't waiting for fancy rituals or perfectly worded wishes. It's waiting for your honesty, your attention, and your presence. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without, said the Buddha. And it is in this inner peace that your greatest transformations begin. Not through force, but through awareness. Think about it. How often have we tried to bend life to our will, only to miss the gentle doorway that was already opening? How often have we talked over the soft voice of intuition with loud expectations? This golden hour asks you to soften. It reminds you that real manifestation isn't about grabbing, it's about receiving. But to receive, you have to be home. Home in your body, your breath, your truth. This is the sacred pause before the pink full moon's energy. Helps your wishes unfold, but only if they come from the right place. A place of love, not fear. A place of clarity, not desperation. So when the moon rises on April 12th, don't look only to the sky. Look within. Let your awareness become the altar. Let your breath become your prayer. And let your stillness become your answer. What might happen if, instead of chasing the moment, you allowed it to arrive within you? Think about that deeply. And when the golden hour whispers to your soul, be ready to say yes. You didn't land here by accident. The pink full moon is calling you for a reason. Comment, "I trust the moon" below if you're ready to receive what you've been quietly wishing for. But be warned, the wish won't work unless you know the one thing most people miss. Stick around. The secret is just moments away. Number 7. You're healing in ways that might look wrong. As the pink full moon rises on April 12, 2025, its gentle light touches more than the surface. It stirs something ancient and deeply human within us. This moon doesn't just grant wishes, it unveils truths. And one of the most sacred truths it brings is this: healing doesn't always look like what others expect. In fact, real healing often looks strange, messy, or even wrong to those who haven't walked your path. You may feel joy while standing in the aftermath of what once broke you. You may feel light as you walk away from a weight you've carried for years. There is no manual for how to survive and still find your smile. The guilt that used to shadow your joy, that quiet voice saying, "You can't be okay yet," is dissolving under this moon's glow. That is its gift. The healing you're doing now isn't just about recovering, it's about rewriting emotional laws that never truly served you. You are no longer obligated to appear broken in order to prove you've been through something. You don't need to keep hurting to show that you're deep, real, or spiritual. As the Buddha once said, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. That choice is yours now. It's okay if others don't understand how you're healing. Maybe you're laughing too soon for some, or not crying enough for others. Maybe you've stopped revisiting the past, and people think you're avoiding it. But what they don't see is the quiet strength it takes to let go. What they don't feel is the peace you're starting to breathe in, finally. This pink moon isn't just celestial beauty. It's a mirror showing you that detachment isn't coldness, it's wisdom. You're learning that you don't have to explain your peace to those who only feel safe in chaos. That's not selfish, it's sacred. The moon calls you to stop dimming your light just so others won't feel left behind in their pain. You are allowed to move forward, to step into joy, even when the world doesn't give you permission. And yes, some will misunderstand, but that too is part of the spiritual path. As Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, people have a hard time letting go of their suffering. Out of a fear of the unknown, they prefer suffering that is familiar. So when others cling to what hurts and you choose something brighter, know that you are not wrong. You are just ready. Let this be the moment when you accept your own rhythm of recovery. Healing doesn't always look like stillness. Sometimes it dances, sometimes it laughs. Trust that your soul knows what it's doing, even when the outside world doesn't get it. You're not here to meet others' expectations. You're here to become whole. Let the light of this full moon remind you that peace is your birthright, not something you have to earn through pain. Let it show you that moving on doesn't mean forgetting, and feeling light again doesn't mean you weren't ever heavy. You are learning, growing, and transforming in ways that only you need to understand. That is enough. So keep rising, keep smiling, keep walking toward the life that feels true to you, because this is what healing really looks like. Not perfect, not pretty, but profoundly yours. Number 8. You'll face a silent but major choice. As the pink full moon rises on April 12, 2025, it brings with it a rare kind of energy. Not loud, not obvious, but deeply stirring. This isn't just another astrological event. It's an invitation, one that doesn't come with bright signs or loud warnings, but with a hush that asks you to listen not outwardly, but inward. You see, in the days surrounding this moon, you may feel a strange kind of indecision. Not like choosing between meals or outfits, but something that touches the core of who you are. It's the kind of choice that feels big, but comes without fanfare. No lightning bolt of clarity, no aha moment. Just two doors, both open, both quietly waiting. And no one, not even the universe, will walk you through them. That might sound uncomfortable, and it is, especially if you're used to signs and synchronicities pointing the way. But this silence isn't a sign of abandonment. It's a sacred pause. It's the universe saying, I trust you now. What makes this moment even more challenging is that neither path looks wrong. Neither one screams danger. That's what makes you hesitate. You might ask yourself, how do I choose if there's no right answer? But here's the truth. This moment isn't about choosing the perfect path. It's about realizing you don't need to be told anymore. The pink moon is calling on you to honor your evolution. It's testing something powerful inside of you. Your ability to choose not based on fear or familiarity, but based on truth. Your truth. The truth of who you're becoming, not who you've been. So, pause and reflect. Which choice would the most healed, most honest version of you lean toward? Which one feels lighter? Not because it's easy, but because it frees something within you. Which one stretches you without tearing you apart? If you're sitting there, waiting for a cosmic green light, something to say, yes, this is the right one, you might miss the deeper purpose. This moment isn't here to give you permission. It's here to remind you that you don't need it anymore. That's where your growth lives now. In the space where there's no external approval, just internal alignment. And yes, after you choose, you might still feel doubt. That's not failure. That's just your old self recognizing that it's no longer in control. Doubt doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're human. It means you care. But it doesn't mean you stop. So when you find yourself in that moment, standing before two silent doors, remember, growth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it just waits, quietly, patiently, for you to trust yourself enough to step forward, not because you know how it will turn out, but because you know who you are becoming. This moon isn't about what you pick. It's about who you are when you pick it. The lesson here? You don't need signs to make powerful decisions. What you need is self-trust. Growth often begins when you act without guarantees, when you choose a path because it calls to the deepest part of you. So, as the pink moon shines, ask yourself, what would it mean to choose not from fear, but from freedom? Let that guide you. That's where your transformation truly begins. Number 9. You're the shift for others, even if you don't know it. Right now, as we stand under the energy of the pink full moon on April 12, 2025, something powerful is stirring. Not just in the skies, but deep within your spirit. And I want you to know this. You are not just witnessing the shift happening in the world. You are the shift. You're not just another face in the crowd. You are a turning point in someone's life story. You may not see it, and honestly, you may never even know it happened, but it doesn't mean it didn't. Think about this. Have you ever said something simple, almost forgettable, and yet someone later told you how it stayed with them for years? That's the kind of magic we're talking about. Under this moon, your presence, your energy, can quietly light a path for someone else, even if your words are small or your actions seem ordinary. You see, transformation often doesn't come with fireworks. It's quiet, subtle. It moves like wind through leaves, heard only by those ready to listen. You might make a decision that feels normal, a conversation that feels routine, but to someone else, that moment might be the very crack in the wall where light gets in. And yes, that's from Leonard Cohen, but it echoes what the Buddha taught too. If you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. That's what you're doing, even if you don't realize it. Sometimes you're the lamp. Sometimes you're the flame. And I'll be honest with you, this shift won't always be easy. Some people around you may begin to pull away, not because you did anything wrong, but because your presence holds up a mirror. Not everyone is ready to see what's reflected back. They're not reacting to you, they're reacting to the part of themselves you've just revealed. That takes courage, on both sides. So don't take it personally. The path of growth, of awakening, is often walked in silence, and in truth, those who feel drawn to you, who open up without knowing why, They're not just seeking your advice, they're feeling your vibration. You're radiating something new, something sacred, and it's not about trying harder or doing more. It's about being aligned. When your choices start matching your inner truth, that's when your energy begins to speak louder than your words. You might feel misunderstood at times. You might feel magnetic, even strange. People might come to you with their stories or drift away without explanation. But I urge you, don't chase anyone and don't shrink yourself to be understood. Just breathe, be still, and trust that you're becoming a silent blessing to someone else's journey. You are, in your own way, transmitting something that gives others permission to be free, to be honest, to begin again. That's real spiritual work, and it's often invisible. So here's a question I'd love for you to sit with. Who might you be impacting right now, even without knowing it? Let it stir something in you. Let it humble you, because here's the wildest and most beautiful part. You may never see the results of your impact. You weren't meant to. You're not here to watch the flower bloom. You're here to plant the seed. You are the moment that changes everything, wrapped in something beautifully ordinary. And isn't that what love really is? Quiet, giving, unseen, yet powerful beyond measure. So, take a breath. Look up at the pink full moon and ask yourself, what kind of energy am I bringing into the world today? Because someone, somewhere, might be catching that wave and finally finding their way home. And so, dear friend, as the pink full moon rises on April 12th, 2025, remember, this isn't just a moment to wish, it's a moment to become. The moon doesn't grant magic, it reflects the magic already stirring inside you. Let this be your turning point. Walk with clarity, act with compassion, and trust the quiet work your soul is doing, because your transformation has already begun. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss the insights we'll be sharing in our upcoming videos. Until next time, may you walk gently, live truthfully, and continue your journey toward wisdom, peace, and the light within.